that means that until the day I die, until the day you die, we have a chance. Whoa, almost spilt my coffee. What I want to dive right into is the idea that we're rushed all the time. Live in a world where you gotta get it done now, you gotta have it now, you gotta receive what you want now, you gotta create success now. It's like we have no time. Yes, we are not guaranteed 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, but at the same time, we shouldn't let that be our driving force. I've let that be my driving force for a very long time. Man, every time I say time now, it just didn't throw me off a little bit. I've let it be my driving force for a very long time now, and it has actually created, that idea has actually created stress within my life and overwhelm and a need and a rush. Like, I have to get it done now. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever felt like you have to get it done now? There's no time. There's no time. You gotta do it now. You gotta plan out your day accordingly to make sure you get it all done. And yes, there's nothing wrong with planning. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I plan everything. Like, almost everything. So, I've been reading the book The Enchanted Life for a while. And she talks about the idea of us being born already having a purpose. And obviously we're not aware of it. There's myths, legends, stories about like gods and stuff giving us purpose before we're born, and then a potion was to make us forget. Believe what you want to believe. I do believe that we all have a purpose in this life. We all have potential. We all have a calling, and it's going to be different for everybody. She says it's like invisible potential. My favorite way of imagining this is to think of it as an acorn. The acorn, like any seed, carries within it the image of and the potential to become the oak tree that it might eventually be, given the circumstances which will allow it to flourish. Like I said, I do believe everyone has a calling, purpose, what have you. And there are going to be circumstances, people, events, situations in our lives that will always be there to try and help you align yourself with that purpose, potential, and calling. When she says that the paths we take will keep on trying to align themselves to our overall purpose and calling, that really made me feel a lot better. I don't know about you guys, but I used to, and it still pops up from time to time, I used to believe that you only get one chance. And yes, we only get one life that we know of. And the thing is, when she says... So obviously you can tell I was a little upset. I had already recorded this video and I'd completely forgotten to turn my mic on. So frustration built up a couple times during this video, and you're just seeing me calming myself down in order to continue expressing and bringing to the thoughts and ideas and concepts that I had come up with previously. So yeah, this is just me having patience with myself and calming myself down. It really encouraged me when she said those words, when she pretty much said that you don't just get one chance to follow your dreams, to create what you desire, to become who you desire to become, to achieve what you want to achieve. The universe, God, the world, circumstances, situations, they're always trying to line themselves up with you on any path you're on. Doesn't matter what path you're on, whether it be a dark path, a light path, a path that's unknown, something amidst of all of it, a new path. There will always be situations, people, and circumstances that will align themselves with where you want to go. It's just whether or not we are open to that. Whether or not we're open to finally acknowledging that part of ourselves, our calling and our purpose. And that, like I said, that really encouraged me, because that means that until the day I die, until the day you die, we have a chance. Yes, when you're 80 years old, you might not have as much time, but you still have a chance to accomplish some things you wanted to accomplish. So don't be discouraged when one path, one way, one idea, something didn't work out. There's going to be another chance for you. There always will be. And when she said that, it really made me feel good and really good, like encouraged about everything. Further on, she explained about rushing. And this is my favorite thing about this whole group of paragraphs here. As if calling were a destination, like your purpose, you needed to arrive at as soon as possible. So let's say, okay, I'll reword this. Often find surprisingly young people distressed by the idea that they haven't yet understood what their calling might be, as if a calling were a destination you need to arrive to as soon as possible, rather than the lifelong journey to fulfill your greatest potential, to express your unique gift, which I believe it is. It's like a desperate race. Like Alice's White Rabbit, we constantly imagine ourselves to be running late for the rest of our lives. Who remembers being in high school and everyone asking you, what do you want to be for the rest of your life? What do you want to do? Where are you going? What school are you going to? Are you going to go to school? What does your future look like? And you're like, I don't know. There's so much pressure to figure out who you want to become, what your future is going to look like, how successful you want to be, blah, 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 blah. There's so much pressure. And then with that pressure, I have experienced this so often in my life, I'm sure you have too, there's a feeling that you need to get it done. You need to get it done now or as soon as possible. Where did this come from? What happened to experiencing the journey and the creation and the development of things? When we're so focused on the product, like the created, that created version of it instead of creating it itself. Like, what happened to the process? What happened to the apprenticeship? What happened to the experience before the actual outcome of things? I feel like we live in a world where everything is so rushed. Like, you experience it when you're driving. Everyone's in a rush to get somewhere, and all they're doing is going home. But we've developed this mindset that we need to get to where we need to get to as soon as possible. We need to do what we are doing as soon as possible. And for me, learning to slow down, learning to create a simpler life for myself, and focus on the experience itself, the journey itself, and the processes, the steps to get to where I want to get to, has brought so much peace into my life. So much peace. I don't know about you, but when I feel rushed, I almost shut down. And that is the type, to me, that sounds like burnout. When you're constantly going, and you're rushing, you're so much closer to becoming that burnt out version of yourself than if you were to just, you can still plan things, you can still, like, accordingly do things, like take steps, but go at it with a mindset of, okay, this is what I know I can do to get to where I want to go, and then let it be and take the steps you need to do and focus on that instead of the end result. I kept these little parts of me getting upset in this video because I wanted to show you guys that I do get upset, I do get frustrated, I do make a lot of mistakes, and I feel like too often we just see the finished product and don't think that these people ever make mistakes. I know it sounds weird, but that's how we put people on pedestals, right? Is by believing that they're perfect or that they are better than us or whatever. So that's why I want to keep these in here. I want to just show you that I'm not perfect, and you probably all think that anyway. But that's why. I used to feel like I needed to get things done, like I needed to get there. I needed to become that impact, that influencer, that famous speaker right away. And it engulfed all of my being. Like it took over my life. And I stopped being passionate about things. I stopped loving what I was doing. And the end goal became the central focus. That's all I was focusing on. I forgot where I was. I wasn't where I was. I was so focused on that end goal that I wasn't getting results. I wasn't happy at all. And I wasn't enjoying my life. I was missing out on so many things because I was so focused on the end result. It's almost like I forgot to do the little stuff in between. I like to use this example of the gym. Someone starts going to the gym. They just started. They've been going for 2 weeks now, and then they get pissed. They get pissed because they're not seeing results. They want their six abs now, like their six pack now. Yeah. And they're just really upset because they're not seeing the results they want to see. When in reality, the results they want is probably going to take them like a year of consistent going to the gym and exercise, consistent healthy eating. People don't realize the time it takes to create something amazing, to create a lifestyle. You see these fitness people, you see these motivational speakers, you see these athletes living the life of your dreams, living a life that you desire, but you don't realize how much work it actually took for them to get there. How many late nights, how many early mornings, how much stuff they had to sacrifice and steps they had to take and hard moments they had to go through in order to create this life for themselves. It took time, practice, and consistency. We see this online. We see this like pop-up star. We see these people claiming they've had overnight success and whatnot. And to be honest, I've asked myself this, and my partner's asked me this as well as some friends. If I received everything that I got, that I could dream of, that my dream house, my dream everything, tomorrow, would I be happy? Yeah, maybe for a little bit, but it wouldn't last very long. Do you know why? Because I know that there was no way I could have worked or done enough to receive all that yet, or even understand it, or be able to appreciate it yet. I'm finally going to be happy when I get this. I'm finally going to be happy when I've reached this point or gotten this far. When in reality, happiness is found in the journey. When you can become happy with where you're at, with who you are right now, what you have right now, and be grateful for all of that, so much peace, you create so much peace within your life. And you create this idea that you don't have to have it yet. You don't have to have it. It's going to happen, but you don't have to have it to be successful, to be happy, to be content, to enjoy your life. We've become so disenchanted with our lives. We are so focused on the results that we forget how to get there. We forget that the journey, the creation, the development of it is what really counts. When people interview somebody, for example, you don't want to just hear about their success. You want to hear about their story. And do you know what their story is? Their story is how they got there. Their story is the steps. Their stories is the hardships. Their stories are the trials. Their stories are the actions they had to create, or the paths they had to not take, or the paths they took to get to where they are. That's what you want to hear, right? That's what you want to hear from someone who's successful. Not about how they're successful. We already know that. So focus on the journey. Focus on the development and creation of what you want to create. Because it's so easy to get lost in the end result and what that looks like, and to focus on that and forget all about where you are and how to get there. When I'm not so focused on the end result, that is when I've seen the most results. And that's why I use the gym example, because when I stopped focusing on getting the six-pack abs, when I stopped focusing on getting a toned, leaner body, and just took the steps and the action, create an action plan and did those, that's when I started seeing the results. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. Because there's so much stress when you just think about the end goal and that's it. Because when you just think about the end goal, all you see is you're not there yet, right? If you see you're not there yet, you're not going to be happy. I've been through that a lot. So learning to be content with yourself now, where you're at, what you're doing, and taking the steps and focusing on the steps that you need to do in order to get there. Not rushing yourself, because that doesn't help anybody. When you're rushing yourself, it just creates more chaos, in my opinion. Doing all those things will get you the results. And who knows? The results that you wanted may not be the results that are best fitted for you, or the results that you really need in your life. So much love, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. It was difficult for me to put out. I was a little upset about the fact that I forgot to turn the mic on. Thanks for your patience with me. I think I got through it okay. If there's some things that you don't understand that I said, comment below, send me a message, and I'll try to clarify it for you. Appreciate you all, and much love. I'll see you next time. I'm not perfect, but I keep trying. That's what I said I would do from the start.